T minus 50 seconds. T minus 40 seconds. T minus 30 seconds. T minus 20 seconds. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet.
What's good, y'all? Welcome to Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling show on the planet. We are back. I am here with the editor-in-chief, Miss Santana. How are you doing?
I'm good. I mean, it's one more day into the weekend. We have a very busy weekend for wrestling fans. I mean,
that part.
A lot happening. It's a lot of things are transpiring.
That is true. So we're definitely going to be covering the news, but we're going to do a slight. My full bar is showing. Let's cover that up real quick. We're gonna do the news, and then we're going to do a predictions on some of the events that are happening this weekend. We are going to have an after show for No Surrender and Elimination Chamber. It's going to be a 2-in-1 for y'all because I don't think so, and I'm sure Nikki will agree. Some wrestling folks don't really show Impact love, and we definitely show Impact love. So we're gonna have a 2-for-1 on Saturday. We're also right after this show, we're gonna have a diversity media roundtable. I should know that because I made it up, but whatever. So there's gonna have a lot of ladies from different all over the place. Mixed tag team show. Those wrestling girls. Ella J is gonna be hopping in. Santana's gonna be there. Katrina's gonna be there, and we're just gonna talk about being women in the industry and what's that like. So you definitely want to check that out because it's definitely an interesting scenario. But let's hop into the news. A lot going on. Like it's absolutely crazy. I want to kind of start with this one because I know they dropped a picture of themselves together a couple of days ago. And they just announced that they're going to have a reality series, which is going to be it's going to be digital. So it's going to be Corey Graves and Carmella. They're going to have a reality series together on WWE, on the Peacock Network, I guess. WWE on the Peacock Network. And then they also have a podcast, Bear With Us. So do you think this is going to be comparable to like Total Bellas, The Miz and Mrs.? Are you excited for this show?
I mean, honestly, if you've seen Carmella on, Total Divas and whatnot, you know that she's a character. I mean, their relationship sort of was portrayed on that show, on Total Bellas, I believe so, when they, kind of first started dating in the early stages. So kind of see their growth now until being engaged and everything. I think it's going to be a pretty nice show. Both of them have a lot of personality outside of the ring. Right. If you listen to their podcast or how they interact with each other on the podcast too. I think that this show would be very interesting. I'm interested to see what is in the life of Corey Graves and Carmella. What you guys are gonna do than what we've kind of already seen? Like, what are y'all gonna be doing?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious too. It's like we're on YouTube, so no shade to YouTube, but it's just kind of like, were they not Are they not as interesting enough to be on television? Like, because I think they do, especially Carmella has like an interesting backstory being an NBA dancer and stuff like that, and the hit that Total Bellas become and Ms. and Mrs. So there is a market for it. So I'm just wondering, and like I agree with you, just as far as character wise, they both can bring it where people will start watching it even if they're not wrestling fans. So I wonder if this is more of like a tester to see how it goes online and then to television, or I don't know.
Well, it could be a start to see, like, let's see how fans react to, before we go into trying to do this whole business deal with maybe USA or something like that. Let's try YouTube, something that you can just upload on your own. I'm pretty sure there's plenty of different productions that go on YouTube and whatnot. And
YouTube is like a whole network now. Like
it really is. They have YouTube TV. So I mean, hey,
yeah,
if they want to switch it up and go over there to YouTube TV, then go for it,
Yeah, YouTube, Facebook. I mean, everywhere. I mean, we're a network. Everybody have a network now. So again, no shade to YouTube, but it's kind of one of those things where if Ms. and Mrs. has it on USA Today, then why not them? I'm just trying to get them paid more, but maybe get paid more on YouTube. I don't know. Y'all let us know. Another friend of the show, she was actually on the show before, Quinn McKay. So ROH is kind of they're coming back in the spring. So thankfully it was a short break that they took. So that's a great thing. But Quinn McKay, she showed up in WWE as a ring announcer for the Level Up tapings. So it's really congratulations to Quinn. That's one thing. But I know a few announcers and people on that side of the table that got let go before the pandemic and they didn't get called back. So,
that show.
Yeah. So, I mean, I like WWE and I like their branding, but it's very scary. Like if they said, "Hey, we want to offer you a job," like I feel like I'm still gonna need to work on the side because I don't feel safe. Like I don't feel safe. Like okay, I'm gonna get a good 3-4 years. Like it's not. And I don't know if because they pulled the curtain back or because of social media, we're seeing everybody be let go and people are able to tell their stories. It's just one of those things where it's just kind of like, I'm happy for her, but it's like, can we see at least part of our careers through? Like, the good old days where it's like, you start brand new, fresh face. And even if you leave the company, you leave with like experience and you can go on somewhere else, like, almost like a Charlie Caruso type thing. Yeah. So it's just, congratulations. I didn't want to damper it, but that was the first thing. It's like, okay, well, how long is she gonna be there?
I don't think she's gonna. I don't think she's gonna be there that long. I think she might just be there just for that moment. Just kind of be there in the beginning. Maybe they're trying to test her out, see how well she does on their new show that they're having since they canceled 205 Live. And
that should have been canceled a while ago. I mean,
but it's just like, is it still going to be the same thing? I think what they're going to do with Level Up is going to be like probably like another development show where honestly, truly a lot of the wrestlers that they have signed that we don't see on NXT, they're down on 205 Live wrestling. A lot of the women are down there wrestling. A lot of the guys who may have been featured on NXT are down there actually having matches where they can work their way up to being on TV and finding their way, learning their style and stuff like that. So, I mean, maybe they wanted to let go of 205 Live because, it's really not 205 Live. It's really not anymore. So I think Level Up is pretty interesting. I don't think I'll watch it, but because I still feel like it's just 205 Live. It's just a different name, different colors, just two different people hosting it.
So yeah, so Quinn McKay's name is going to be Kelly Kincaid. And it looks like she's going to, it looks like the plans is for her to be, the announcer, one of the announcers for it. And I do agree with you. I feel like, Level Up is what NXT used to be before they were on network TV.
Yeah, it was like rookies and pros, how they used to do it.
So we'll see. But Quinn McKay, for you guys who don't know her from ROH, she's a ring announcer. She had her own show for ROH, and she's also a former wrestler. So you know, I know WWE doesn't necessarily like to mix, you know, everybody. Like if you're one thing, then you're just one thing. But you know, hopefully she gets her shine. Like I said, it's kind of,
Mhm.
I've never worked for WWE, but I've worked for companies like WWE, and it's kind of slightly PTSD. So you know, I get like, okay, well, you know, because people, especially when we interview them, they come on the show, like they do great things, they're great people, and you just want to see great things happen for them. So it's just kind of like, okay, I hope this is a good scenario. But you know,
Yeah, I
best of luck.
definitely. Shout out to her.
Yes, very true. So Impact, Giselle Shaw is gonna make her in ring debut. She's also been on the show as well. And this is gonna be the last push to No Surrender. So what do you like? Wait, so let me before I preface this. So she's gonna be hopping in the ring with Lady Frost.
Mhm.
I know Nikki is the resident Impact, you know, experts. Are
Mhm.
you keep up with it as well, or are you like you just let her tell you, like give you the updates when you guys chat it up on a daily basis?
I mean, more so, I'm kind of already right there when Nikki is watching Impact.
Mhm,
Sometimes I'll throw it on. Sometimes I'm a little too lazy to pull up my laptop to start watching on the stream. But
mhm.
she'll be, you know, watching it, so I'll be hearing it in the background. So I mean, I already know what's going on. And then when I look at her recaps, I already know. Okay, so cool. This is keeping me up with what's going on with Impact, even if I'm too lazy to open up my laptop to want to watch it. So I mean, I did see, I know, with Giselle and everything. I think, you know, her match with Lady Frost would be like really good because Lady Frost, she's, you know, she's a beast in the
She
ring. Like
is. Uh-huh.
she is everything. So I think that with Lady Frost being her, you know, first opponent down there in Impact, I think they will put on a really, really good match.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I think that you know, Lady Frost, she came into my kind of before she was even at NWA Empower, but slightly before that. So I love her trajectory where it is now. So like
Mhm.
kudos to her. And yeah, I think these matches tonight is going to be really good. But I also feel like No Surrender, their card is crazy. So I'm going to
Right.
be pulling
It's
it
pretty
up.
good.
Yeah, it's really, and the fact that it left. I mean, does anybody? I don't know if Bose is in the chat, but also shout out to Chad, Mika, Nikki, that's in the chat. Does anybody know? Did they announce why WWE is doing these pay-per-views on Saturday? Because they really ruining like.
Because they didn't want to compete with football because you know football is normally on Sundays, so they really didn't want to compete with football actually. So what their pay-per-view was.
But they were competing with football all these other years.
Yeah, but they was like, well, you know, we're tired of competing. Let's move down to Saturday. It's not pay-per-views anymore. It's premium live events. Let's give you a full-on special.
Hmm, I suppose though they
So
really
yeah,
messing up my weekend, but okay,
yeah, they have an
okay.
agreement with the NFL. So you
And
don't.
then maybe they have a deal with them too because oh yeah,
Mhm.
okay. I
Yeah.
see. Because of Peacock. Okay. It's
Mm-hmm.
more an
So,
NBC thing. Okay,
yep,
now
making
it's
more
making
sense.
sense. So one of the women's matches that I'm really excited about is Tasha. So we did have Mickey James on the show. It debuted this week on Fight TV, so definitely go and check it out. So she has her match with Tasha Steelz coming up at No Surrender. And like I said again, if you guys are just tuning in with us, we will have No Surrender and Elimination Chamber post show. So definitely go and check that out. So it's gonna
Mhm.
be, what are we doing tonight? 8 o'clock? I don't even know. Sometimes it's gonna be myself, Santana. Well, it's gonna be Nikki and Santana, and then I'm gonna hop in as well. So let's say that.
Mika's gonna hop in too. Mika, I believe Mika's hopping in too.
Yeah,
And
shout out to Mika.
I think Candace might be hopping in too. She said sure hasn't really been confirmed. I don't know until I see you there. So
Well, I have to know because I'm doing all the scheduling. So as far as I know, it's gonna be Santana, Nikki for sure, Mika, Shout out to Mika, one of the writers on the show, and also one of our hosts for Women's Wrestling Talk. And I
These folks
will,
is leveling up over here. Y'all is.
I'm telling you.
I might be in my position. I don't know what to do. I'm
Oh
scared.
boy, no, nothing. We're not WWE here. You don't be scared. You have job security.
I'm
You're
scared.
you're
I'm ready
you're
to
you
get
I
hustle.
you have my word. You are good. Um. So Tasha Steelz and Mickie James. Who do you have in this match?
Tasha Steelz. I know that's
I
quick. I'm
I
going for
want
Tasha
to
Steelz.
I
Like,
want to say that, but I'm not sure.
I
Like
don't feel
I
like
feel.
Mickey's reign is living up to where it needs to. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Mm,
great champion, that's nice. But there's some kind of disconnect with me and Mickey James still holding this title. I feel like it's Tasha Steele's time.
mm,
No, she's had her moments down in Impact. She's kind of fell off a little bit, but she's working her way back up, and her winning the X winning that thing they did. I can't even I'm having a brain fart. But her winning the Ultimate X match and everything, I feel like it was her. This is her time to, you know, carry that title, and Mickey James, she can still wrestle around and stuff like that. But I feel like I just think it's Tasha's time. Like I'm rooting for her.
I am rooting for her too. I just don't know. I don't know it. I don't know if it's her time yet. Like I want it to be her time, but just as far as strategically how all the promotions, because I think they pick champions according to what everybody else is doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the fact that Mickey is coming off of the premium live event for
Mm-hmm.
WWE Royal Rumble, they're gonna like that's I mean that mini crossover is still a thing. So I don't know. I definitely do want Tasha to win, but I don't know if she's going to win. So
I'm rooting
Nikki
for Tasha.
Nikki says Tasha for the win.
I'm rooting for Tasha. I am. To the person that the Shadow Ranger said Mickey James' reign has been fine so far, I completely disagree. But we're all here to have our own opinions about things. But I mean, she's did what she can thus
Politically
far, but
correct. I
it's
like that.
definitely not it's definitely not giving what y'all think is given. So
Yeah, so I mean, we'll see. Another match that's going to be happening is the Impact Knockout Tag Team Championship. So it's going to be the Inspiration versus the Influence. Who do you have for that match?
I think the Inspiration is going to retain.
Yeah,
I believe so.
I definitely agree. It's just yeah, I think we're all on the same page. Let us know in the chat what you think, but I definitely think that's the case. And then we have the Impact Digital Media Championship match, Matt Cardona versus Jordan Grace. This is gonna be an interesting one. Like I want to see this.
It is. I mean, their first match that they had where he actually took the title off of Jordan, it was a pretty decent match. So I mean, it's just all about what is Jordan going to do to get her title back?
Right.
I mean, because Cardona, he's on a heel run right now. You know what I'm saying? Like he is everywhere. Definitely doing his thing and everything. But I'm always gonna root for the women, so I'm gonna root for Jordan to get it back and find a way to defeat Matt Cardona in a way that he's never been beat before. Trust me, she probably bench press
that part. That part. If you're not following Jordan Grace, definitely go and follow her on social media because those pictures. Woo.
Yeah.
I mean, I need to step up my. I need to step. I just need to find time.
Despite people, doing those photoshopping of her, body shaming her, and putting just photoshopping her body, please stop. Why are y'all doing stuff like that? You know what I'm saying? Like she doesn't. Why does she have to speak out about things that y'all doing to her body? And body dysmorphia is real. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Y'all need to stop doing stuff like that to people. You know what I'm saying?
True, but people who do that, like they're not they're
It's
not
weird.
happy with themselves. I mean, like, look what they did with 50 Cent. 50 Cent don't care. 50 Cent. If y'all don't know what we're talking about the halftime show. I
Hey,
actually got to like run it back and watch it.
bro.
And it's I mean, 50 Cent is a grown man.
50
And
Cent, hold on, because 50 Cent is always talking about people, so he gets no slack.
no, but that's
No.
the thing though. He took it. He talks about people, but then he also took it. He's like,
He has no
I like,
choice.
yeah, he's like, I have gained weight and what? And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna re-release these G Unit shirts and you guys are gonna buy them and I'm gonna make more money. Like that's how you handle it. And honestly, that's how Jordan's handling it too. It's
Mhm.
just one of those things where you can't let you know, for the people who do stuff like that and do point it out, it's their usual. I mean, I don't have time for any of that. I don't have time to look at 50 Cent and then go to Photoshop and then do a tweet and then do a post. Like I don't have time for that. And for the people who have time,
We have a
like
lot of
you need to
time.
be doing, yeah, you need to be doing something else with your life. Like, you know, if you have time and you have money, like 50 calling people out, but he have money, not saying it's a good thing, but he's also busy. But if you just sitting at home, keyboard worrying about, you know, somebody's body, then, you know, you need to go and get yourself a life. So thank you, Nikki, for bringing us back to back to the topic at hand. Shout out to Cordona for showing the page. Yes. So first off, Nikki is one of our senior writers and also host and impact connoisseur. And she does the live tweets. We get a lot of love on Impact Taping Nights, which is on Thursdays. So definitely go and check that out. So uh, Ron bringing it back to 50 Cent. He's a whole dollar. That's terrible, but true. So let's get into this elimination chamber. We're just gonna run through. We're gonna run through all the matches. So we have Bobby Lashley, who's a champion, versus Brock Lesnar versus Seth Rollins, AJ Styles, Riddle, and Austin Theory in the elimination chamber. Who do you have?
I want Bobby to retain. I do. I feel like I feel like he should. I mean, look, Brock, you got your own issues over there with Roman Reigns. Please
Mm-hmm.
take that with him and Paul Heyman and the Bloodline. Go right over there and handle your issues with them. I, you know, I was very here for their match at the Royal Rumble. I really was. I hate that, you know, people had to interfere to make themselves relevant because obviously they fumbled in their own match. But we're not gonna get into
Right,
that.
that part.
And I just feel like I just want Bobby to win. I feel like Bobby, he looks like a champion. He definitely carries himself like a champion.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would want him to go in here. I know I would want him to go in strong, and I would want him to go in and finish strong. You know, but I would want, if possible, maybe we could have Brock and Bobby started off.
Okay.
I
Yeah, I
would like.
definitely I agreed. I feel like I'm happy because I thought last time Bobby's reign was like that's it. Because it's like, yes, he
Mhm.
looks like a champion and he deserves to be champion, but you know, it's just kind of timing, you know,
Yeah.
and yes, male wrestlers, you know, get to age gracefully in the business a lot longer than some of the female wrestlers. But again, the way WWE was looking at the time, it looked like he was never going to get the belt back.
Yeah.
So definitely kudos to him for getting it back. And I think the last time he had it, it was too short. So I really hope that, you know, this is a nice, healthy reign where, because it's like those reigns that we can talk about. If we bring out we talk about certain champions and we can reminisce on their reign, like that's what I want Bobby to have as well. And I also want Big E to have it back too. So hopefully,
Hopefully
something
down
works
the
out this year.
line, Big E does get back into a title picture, like
Mm-hmm.
not an intercontinental or a tag or United States, but an actual world champion. I don't
Yep.
feel like Big E got a chance to really live in his reign because they treated it as if it wasn't relevant. You
A
know, they were so
fill-in.
focused on putting Roman Reigns on the highest pedestal
Mm-hmm.
and whatnot. And I'm still very, very upset at the fact that you have this triple threat match, but you allow your champion on Raw to lose to a champion on SmackDown.
Right.
And that didn't sit right with me because Raw is his show, or what was his show before he got
Mm-hmm.
down to SmackDown. Raw was his show. Why y'all let somebody from another brand come up here and beat this man, pin him at that, and stand strong? You made your champion on Raw look weak. So even the time when people were fussing about how Big E is being a goof, like why would you let this goof be a champion? He toned it down to be serious. That still wasn't enough.
Yeah. Yeah, but he did handle the brief moment that he had it well, and hopefully, I mean, people did question it, but I think he did a really great job. And also to chat, going back to Impact really quick, I also do have inspiration. So next up is going to be the Universal Championship, Roman Reigns and Goldberg. Who do you have for this match?
Goldberg, let Roman Reigns lose.
I mean, yes,
I'm going
but
for Goldberg. Let Roman Reigns lose. Let him go back and do what he got to do. Like, let Goldberg win. Take the title off him. If y'all can let The Fiend lose to Goldberg for a one-off, y'all can let Roman Reigns lose to Goldberg for a one-off. And I want him to lose just so he can upset all the men out there who be, flooding over that man or whatever. So,
in theory, that makes sense. I just don't think that's going to happen. Roman
I know
Reigns
it's not going to happen, but that's what I would want.
Yeah,
I'm going for Goldberg.
Okay, so I'm going to go for Roman Reigns because I mean,
Goldberg.
We'll see what happens. Rhea Ripley versus Nikki ASH versus Bianca Belair, Doudrop, Liv Morgan, and Alexa Bliss. Elimination Chamber. Who do you have? I think I know who do you have, but who do you have?
TK, I got like the EST of WWE, the quickest, the rougher, the tougher, the fastest, the strongest, the best. Okay, that's what I'm going for. But also, I really wouldn't mind if Rhea won too. Get Nikki Ash out of there with her ashy costume. Move her to the right. Get her on out of there.
Ashy costume.
Doudrop. Doudrop is pretty. I like Doudrop, but not now. Move on to the left. Alexa. I mean, of course, if she's in a match, she just got in. I mean, they're gonna gun for Alexa to probably win, but I really want it to be Rhea or Bianca. I really do, because Rhea showed her behind on Monday in that gauntlet match. She really, really did. Her and Doudrop had a really, really nice matchup. It was really, really good. And when her and Bianca had their matchup too, it definitely brought me back to NXT. And it's just like, I really would want them to be in a feud together, because it's just like if you watch NXT, you watch their feud and you've seen their matches down there, like it brought it back. To be honest, so I mean, either Rhea or Bianca is who I would want to win, either or. But oh yeah, I didn't even think about Liv Morgan.
I mean, honestly,
I forgot that girl wasn't even in the match, Lord. Yeah, honestly. I want her to go home too. I mean, even though she got her own experience in Elimination Chamber, but she's also been beaten in all of them. So.
That part. Mika and I are on the same boat. I definitely have Bianca, and this also reminds me. So this is like behind the scenes, y'all, because since Nikki is on the chat, we are coming up with a women's History Month series. Nikki, we had talked about this article. See, this is me doing work while I'm working. Nikki, we talked about this article like a while back where we want to highlight businesses, women wrestlers who have businesses. So let's do that article for next month. Let's see, that's how things. That's so you put that in the note for me, because I just came up with the idea. I just remembered it, and I was like, oh, we need to run that back. Let's revisit that. So let's put that in the note. Let's drop that. So we will be dropping articles for Women's History Month next. Oh, we did do it. We did. We did all of them?
No, I think she's saying we did. Like y'all did have that discussion.
Okay. See, you and Nikki, you guys speak the language. Thank you for translating. So yeah, let's run that for March. Wow. This week has been whoo child. Okay, so I definitely have Bianca for that, and for the Raw Women's Championship, it's Becky Lynch against versus Lita. I think we know this is gonna be a great match, but Lita is a legend. That's kind of the with matches like these, when you have a legend versus somebody who's on the current
Mhm.
roster, like it's just kind of like we know how it's gonna run because the legend ain't trying to
Yeah.
travel and do all those shows.
Well, but I
So
don't. They don't. I don't think they have any like long term plans for Lita anyway.
Right.
As of right now, they don't. I mean, of course, Becky is going to retain, but I ain't Nikki. I bet against the four. I bet against all of them. Whoever you going up against, I'm picking them. But
oh, well then, there it is.
except for Liv Morgan, I'm not picking her. But
Poor
I
Liv.
mean, yeah, poor her. Um, I feel like, with Lita and Becky, I feel like it would be a very interesting match. It's definitely going to be slow paced. They're definitely going to match up really well
Hmm.
in the ring. Um, I'm interested to see. I mean, like I said, we already know who's going to win anyway.
Yeah,
It would be a shocker, but I really doubt it that
yeah,
Becky loses. But I mean, hey, you get to wrestle your childhood hero.
yeah. I know. That's just like that's the bad thing about bringing the legends back. It's like this could be a good leading up to pay-per-view match.
Hmm.
But when you put it in the pay-per-view, like I like the matches where you don't know what's gonna, like you really don't know which way it's gonna go. Like
Hmm.
that's, that's the building of the story, the arc of the story. Now we get to this pay-per-view. But when you know it's what's gonna happen, even though it's a really great match and you can appreciate it, it's just kind of like,
Yeah.
okay. I like not like for somebody who doesn't necessarily like surprises, I still like not knowing
Mhm.
the outcome because now it's forcing me to watch like every moment because you just don't know what's gonna happen.
I
But
mean, and again, hey, they, right now they could be saying, we don't have no long term for Lita, but it could be a one off. You know,
maybe.
let me take
Well,
it
I
the
mean,
rest of the week.
Lita's in great shape, so you never
He
know.
is.
This brings us to SmackDown Tag Team Championship. The Usos versus the Viking Raiders. I mean, I like some people is like I don't know where to go. Like if it's the Usos versus New Day, that's always tough for me. But if it's
Mhm.
Usos against anybody else, I'm always picking the Usos. Who do you have?
I believe the Usos will retain. I believe they
Hmm.
will. I mean, I don't. I mean, their feud has kind of lackluster. I really haven't seen that much. I've seen interaction, but not that much interaction. I mean, they've had like matches against each other, like one on ones or whatever, but it really hasn't been anything that should be like, oh, I'm so ready to see this match. No, just okay. The Usos gonna win, but nice
They're
try.
gonna yeah, they're gonna do what the Usos do. Like that's pretty much it. This next match, man, I mean, when God gets me the money, like the type of money I've been manifesting, I'm gonna just buy WWE and just call it a day because
I'm gonna just say what Nikki be saying. We ain't gonna never be free.
so this match is I just prepare for a rant. I'm gonna do it. Like I didn't want to, but it's gonna happen.
Go ahead.
Naomi and Ronda Rousey versus Sonya Deville and Charlotte Flair. See, I'm even holding something because like I'm like just so upset. Why do like for y'all who don't know who's just joining? I am Naomi, Team Naomi, all the way. Why do they always throw Naomi in these tag team matches? Like these random tag team matches. Like I just don't understand. Like I'm glad that we're actually seeing her because there's a point we didn't see her at all. But make like have this make sense of this to me. Like I don't understand. Like there was no Ronda like I'm just thoroughly perplexed. Like Naomi and Ronda were best friends. Like I feel like for a tag team match to be truly believable, especially on a
Mhm.
pay-per-view, it's just kind of like can we it just seems like you just like, oh well, Naomi's nice, so therefore, she can just tag with everybody. Like just have it make sense. And this doesn't just looking on paper, it doesn't make sense to
Mhm.
me at all. Like, can we just have Naomi beat the brakes off of Sonya Deville and just call it a day? and then Naomi starts to beat the brakes off of everybody else. Because obviously they don't want me to have my Samoan dynasty, which I don't think I have a picture. Do I have a picture? I don't think I have a picture. But it's obvious they don't want me to have my Samoan dynasty because everybody's, it's coming to that time. I just don't understand. I don't understand this. I have no desire in seeing this. I think because we already know what it is, Ronda is going to come out as a winner. Therefore, I mean, kudos. Naomi will come out as a winner as well, but it doesn't make any sense. This will be one of those matches where it's like, okay, I'm happy for you, but this doesn't. It's like wanting to get married or wanting to be, you say like, God, I want a wedding. And now you're just in your best friend's wedding. It's not your wedding. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's one of those things where it's like, you praying for something, but you weren't really specific in it. So it's like, oh yeah, well, you got to, like, you in the wedding, it's not yours. Like Naomi should pin Charlotte. I mean, that would be great. I just don't, just by the way, it's Ronda's show, period. I don't see it going any other way. Unless there's a botch where they blame it on Naomi, which will be even more PTSD. Because it can't be Charlotte. It can't be Sonya Deville, because Sonya Deville is like, running stuff. And it can't be Ronda, because Ronda is she's the man, kind of, sort of. So it's like Naomi's the scapegoat. And if that happens, I don't even know if I'll show up to the show, y'all. It might just be Nikki and Santana for that. I mean, I don't know if I could do that. I don't know if I could show up for that.
I just, I didn't think after what happened, but I just have to say shout out and kudos to Naomi and Charlotte for putting on a really, really good match on a Friday Night SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
They people really need to stop playing on Naomi as if like she's not that good in the ring. Like she can't go with anybody. Like it's crazy at the fact that I didn't think that after the whole stuff that took place, that Ronda coming out saving Naomi. I'm like, yeah, saving Naomi through Black History Month. What are we doing? And then to see that it's going to be a tag match, and then there's supposed to be this stipulation where Ronda has to wrestle with one arm tied behind her back. I'm just like, well, this tag is kind of pointless to be here. I think y'all probably should have had that match like next Friday or something, like this coming like tomorrow. Y'all should have had that match tomorrow. Why does it need to go to Saudi? Like what was the point? Like were y'all like, yeah, it's just kind of like y'all just threw this match together, I guess, because all parties are involved some kind of way with something. But I feel like it should have just took place there. But I mean, if Ronda is going to Saudi, then it's just more money, more people coming in wanting to see her and stuff like that. So I'm not too fond of this tag match that's happening.
It don't make sense.
It doesn't. I mean, I'm gonna watch it because I mean, I can't be excited to see what they're gonna wear because they gotta cover up. So, but I don't know. I don't think, I'm glad that what I will say, I am glad that we do have 3 women matches happening on the show. Normally it's like 2, but this year we have 3. So I will say I am happy about that. But other than that, I know they're gonna try to make. I feel like they're trying to make this Sonya and Naomi match go all the way to WrestleMania to have some type of match going on WrestleMania. You got to build some type of match card for 2 nights. So I don't know. I don't.
Yeah, PTSD. That's what we'll get summing up to. Chad has a good comment. He said Naomi said in an interview that she cared more about a juicy long-term storyline than another world championship. I mean, I want to use this analogy, but people might get upset at me. I mean, I would say that too. It become like there's so many positive things. Like she's not getting fired. She's not getting randomly let go. She's had a good tenure with the company. She has been champion before. She's now we're now seeing her on a regular basis on TV. But if the company is giving you the bare minimum, then you're just happy to be on TV. Like, to me, that's not necessarily a juicy storyline. Like, it's just like, okay, it's a frustrating storyline, and they are invoking emotion, which is great. But it's just kind of like she can do so much more. If you were to just start watching Naomi now, you wouldn't know all the skills that she has because she's not necessarily able to showcase all. Now you're just seeing some, woman just talk poorly to her, to a grown ass woman, and she's not doing anything about it. And of course, and I don't care what anybody says, you add the racial element to it. It's just like, what are we doing? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there are good, juicy storylines. And if I were in the same position, I would be happy to at least be on TV because there's a lot of people who are on the roster, but we don't see them on TV. So I get it. But that's what I would say too if I were in the position. Like, all right, well, I don't see myself getting a championship anytime soon. So yeah, I'll take a juicy storyline. Like, at least they're taking something. So,
but is this juicy though?
Exactly.
Because I don't think this is a juicy storyline. This is a girl. Do you need me to beat her up for you?
That part. That part.
Like, do
that
you need help? Do you want me to do it? That's exactly what the storyline is giving, and I really wanted to stop because I feel like you can put her in the storyline with somebody else. I mean, she's only had one match with Sonya. She's already beaten her. What more What more can be done?
Exactly. So,
Nothing.
I mean, there it is. There it is.
Unless they do like a brawl, hardcore match, like it has to end in some type of brawl. Like there gotta be some chairs, tables, something, a hardcore match, street fight, something that takes place because
yeah. And then the Wrestling Classic says, so we still don't know this hateful energy from Sonya towards Naomi. And that's the thing too. Are they, because there's oftentimes where WWE has a certain storyline and we never know the answer. It's like, oh, like they try to do that. You didn't see anything, but it's like, no, but we did though. Can you tie that? Like, this is not a John Cena thing. Like, can you tie that up for us, please? Like, so
yeah. I know Nikki said that Sasha tried, but I don't know where she is. Nobody knows what Sasha is. Honestly,
Sasha is making her own money. Sasha is, I think the contract that Sasha has, she can almost do what she wants to do. Nikki said, no John Cena, please. I mean, you can't see me. That's what WWE does. It's like, no, we gonna do this now. You didn't see nothing. I don't know what you're talking about. The last two matches, Rey Mysterio versus The Miz. This is gonna be a long card. Unless these matches are gonna be short, which I kind of almost think that the women's matches, I think they might cut them shorter than necessary. Like, I feel we might get one, like, out of the three, like a 2-minute match.
I will hope not. Some of those men matches will definitely be short. Some of those men matches.
I agree. So who do you have, Rey Mysterio or The Miz?
Rey Mysterio.
Same here.
I'm always gonna go with Rey. I like The Miz. Don't get me wrong. I do like The Miz, but I'm always riding with Rey Mysterio.
There it is. And last one, Mansoor versus Jinder Mahal. Man, like,
hold on, when that match get added?
It's. I mean, according to CBS,
when did Mansoor and the Jinder get added? Because I don't.
That's what CBS says today. This is.
Well, they gotta give it. Well, of course, because Mansoor is from Saudi, so you gotta give him a little match. Listen, I always say WWE.
Nikki. I mean, yeah.
I always say that WWE always bring out the brown people when it's time for them to be utilized.
Well, I mean, anytime they're in a certain country, they highlight.
They're gonna always have Mansoor. If they're going to Saudi, he's gonna be Mansoor on there.
I mean, that it makes sense, but it's also one of those things where you know, when somebody has, I don't know, somebody, this is like totally off topic, but kind of topic. The Sex and the City, the reboot, what's it called? Whatever it's called. And they have Black people on the show. They have a little bit of everything on the show. Because you remember the original Sex and the City had nothing but white. Now they have lesbians, now they have transgenders, now they have Black people, now they have everybody underneath the sun, which is great, but it's also kind of weird because it's just like you're just forcing it all on there. And I think they're having a dinner party, and they invited, I think Charlotte invited like her Black couple friends, and they're like, they're gonna be the only Black people there, so let's invite more Black people. It's like that's what it feels like with that's what it feels like when WWE does stuff like this. It's like, you know, it's like, okay, well, we're gonna be here, so let's invite more people because these people are gonna feel a certain way. Yes, and Jinder Mahal is Canadian, so I like Jinder when he was with the Bollywood boys. That, see, when I talk about reigns, like even though I don't necessarily, well, I think he might have one more championship in him if he gets the right storyline. That was a great reign. Like the music, Bollywood, like how he interacted with the folks, like that was a great reign. And I really hope that Bobby Lashley has that type of reign and Biggie has that type of reign. Like I'm here for all of that. But
shout out to that
we'll
man.
see. Shout out
What
to that
about the
man.
Madcap Moss and Drew McIntyre that should be on the kickoff show or should be kicked
Oh,
off?
actually, you are absolutely right. I actually skipped over that.
Because I want that to go away. Like he done already
I
beat this man
mean,
at day one. What more can we do?
I mean, maybe that's why I forgot to mention it. Because I saw it and it's like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. I have Drew McIntyre for this, but again, if we see it, I guess.
Great moment. Beautiful gowns. Beautiful gowns.
So for those folks who, oh, that's kind of interesting. We might have to change the time of this. We'll see. The main card will begin at 12 p.m. Eastern, following the kickoff show an hour prior. And I think No Surrender is going to be later that night. So we might, I don't know. You'll see, guys. We actually might double it up. I didn't know it was so early in the day. But we will see what happens. Other than that, y'all, I'm going to actually put the link because we're going to want to. There's another show coming up right after this one. We're going to talk about women in media with a bunch of other folks. I'm going to get the link for y'all if I can find it. 1 second. I'm going to put it in the chat because you guys don't want to miss this. We're going to have a lot of different women from the media. Santana is going to be joining us. She's going to grace us with her presence. Yes, she is. 1 second. It's going to be a great show. We definitely do have a string of a couple more Black History Month shows coming up. So we're going to be talking about diversity in the media, our women's panel, which is today. We have diversity in the media, our men's panel, which is going to be an interesting panel. Evan T. Mack, a former women's wrestling talk host, is going to be on that show. That's going to be Sunday morning. Then we're going to have, on the 28th, we're going to have 2 big shows, a roundtable with 4 Black women wrestlers. So that's going to be announced. And then we're also going to have a roundtable of all, if you guys haven't been checking our website, www.talkpod.com, we've been dropping articles every day highlighting Black females in wrestling. So we're going to talk about all that to tie up Black History Month and then go on into Women's History Month, which is, man, girl's tired. Doing this in the back to back, like it's you know, we doing it for y'all. Yeah. So just in case, y'all, where can everybody find you, Miss Santana?
Well, my Twitter handle is right there. But I just say, like I always say, you can find me on Instagram or Twitter by typing in Driune Santana. My name is right there. You cannot miss. If you spell it wrong, you're not gonna find me. I do apologize.
All right, y'all. So make sure you go to our website, www.talkpod.com. Like I said, just stay on our YouTube page. We have another show coming up in less than 10 minutes. Also, we have our SmackDown post show that's going to be with Santana and Stephanie. That's going to be coming up, one half of the Salt Shakers. Oh, Nikki. So Santana and Stephanie are gonna have our SmackDown and Rampage after show, and then Saturday we're gonna have Elimination and No Surrender post show as well. And then Sunday we're gonna have our Diversity in Media, our men's panel at 8 a.m. Pacific. I think whatever that is Eastern. Other than that, you can follow me on everything at TK Trinidad. Thank you guys so much for joining. Thank you, Mika. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, The Wrestling Classic. Thank you, Chad. Thank you guys so much. Hop on to that next stream, y'all. See y'all in
Oh,
10.
Monday is Big Swole. Monday is Big Swole. Mika is
Mika.
doing Big Swole panel on Monday at 3 p.m. Central Time. So make sure you hop on for that. You'll definitely see it on YouTube. That's it on our socials. So definitely check out that Big Swole panel because it's a swole world around here.
It is, for sure, for sure. Other than that, y'all, we will catch you on the flip side.